How about now? Yeah. Game audio is also whacked out. Weird. That usually happens when OBS updates. But I don't think it updated. Maybe it updated in the background recently? Hey, well, thanks, though. Nice. So I was just saying, hey, I've totally got more Signalis coming up later tonight because I can't stop thinking about that game. It's really super good. And I got by false credits, but it had been like a 3.5 or 4 hour stream, so I had to quit and make some dinner and go to sleep. And now I get to catch up a little bit because I didn't save there. And then... Hey, what's up, J-Hank? Yeah, I'm free now. I did have to play with my voice. Sometimes it's witty. Sometimes. You don't have to correct that. But yeah, I've got Signalis coming up later tonight. But I figured to celebrate being free from ISP data limit hell. Kind of like the Little Mermaid. Well, then I could visit Fish, which wouldn't be so bad. But no, underwater stuff is not my game. Like, I think I'll probably only ever play... What's that game? The underwater game that everybody's afraid of, even though it's not really a horror game. I'll probably only play that as a punishment. But yeah, I was just watching Deus Cain's Xenogears stream earlier. And what I was saying while I was muted was I saw you get a little salty at the Game Awards, which is fair. Under the sea, under the sea. We said get under the water. No! No, not Bioshock or Soma. The one where you crash land on a planet and you have to build your way out of it. Subnautica? I think it's Subnautica, right? Yeah, you were raging. We could maybe do a stream talking about the Game Awards. I think, although that'd be like a short thing. I mostly agree. Yeah, I think it's Subnautica. I mostly agree with why you're mad. The only caveat is, like, I know God of War only came out 5 days ago, but there's over 3 more weeks to vote, so whatever. You wanna hop on now? I guess? I could add Discord stuff in. I think Stray shouldn't be nominated for Best of the Year. Yeah, I don't know that it really deserved any Best of the Year stuff. It is pretty novel, though. Like, it was really popular. And people really liked it. I feel like I'm a little too big over here. It was really popular, though, and there's not many games like it. It's just a straight-up adventure game, right? I mean, if God of War was nominated, why not Sonic Frontiers? Yeah, big fair. Big fair. The thing, I mostly agree with Deus, and he was primarily mad. Let me get Discord up just in case Deus is trying to hop on, because we could chat about that for a little bit. I'm game. I'm only going to be streaming this for like an hour and a half, I think, and then I'm going to do some setup for Signalis and hop on that. Because I've already had like snacks, and I've got more snacks, and I've got stuff to drink, so I'm fine. Yeah, let me get my Discord up real quick then. I need to talk to Tiberian anyway, because on my last stream he mentioned he's got... He did. Monhunt people would be cool. Deus could maybe get on that too, depending on when we do it. Let me... Hey, what's up, Deus? Let me get Discord added to my stream stuff. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Are you on Discord? Oh, it doesn't look like you're talking. Oh, I heard a little something. Gotcha. Let's see, where do I have Discord chat? Oh, I might hear a bit of an echo. Did that also get reset? All of my audio devices got reset. Let's see, J-Hank, can you hear him? I don't think you can hear him quite yet. Let's see what my... Oh, my Discord settings got reset too. You know what? Windows updated like a week ago. That might be it. Let's see, input, my good microphone, output, chat. Okay, go ahead and say something. Doesn't look like it's coming through. I can hear you. I don't know if it's coming through my... Yeah. Oh, I know why. No, I had OBS Studio up, so it hadn't transitioned over yet. My OBS is still, like, flickering like mad whenever there's a window behind it. It's really weird. I don't know why it does that.
What's up?
You think Stray got nominated just because it's currently a Sony exclusive? Maybe. I think Stray got nominated. Now that we're here and chatting, I'm just going to go ahead and play the game, but I will have you all louder.
Yeah, connect. I wonder if people can actually hear me yet.
I think they should be able to. It might be a little loud, actually.
Yeah, connect. I wonder if people can actually hear me yet.
Oh, and there's going to be a loop.
They can. Good.
There might be a loop going on. That's all right. I don't care about scuff. Yeah, I don't know. I think Stray got nominated because it's kind of novel and new-ish in that regard, right?
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Like, I heard people really like Stray in terms of like the novelty of what it did. So like, I don't think it'll win Game of the Year, but I can at least see the idea behind it, because it's also up for like best indie. It's up for, what's it up for?
I think I voted for
it's up for best action adventure. So like, it's up for some interesting categories. I just don't think it'll win Game of the Year, because Elden Ring's gonna kind of sweep any category it's in my opinion.
Yeah, it does.
Which really sucks that it's in the role-playing category. Did you see what else is in role-playing? They put poor Live Alive, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Triangle Strategy, the only category with Triangle Strategy, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 up against Elden Ring.
Here's my thing. I totally get where you're coming from. All those other games are much more like classic RPGs and 100% deserve to be in that category. Elden Ring is still an RPG though.
I would put Elden Ring under action adventure, and I would put God of War under action.
I would also put Elden Ring under action adventure, and I have no idea why it wasn't there. Ooh, oh god, purple ARCs. Yeah, I don't know, like, I don't know why. Oh, he almost got me. I don't know why Elden Ring wasn't under action adventure, because. Like, there's a debate that goes on with action-adventure games. Like, well, Elden Ring is clearly not, like, a Devil May Cry, but those are character action, which is, like, a subgenre. And, man, the games community, and Japan in particular, loves subgenre. You know, like, Kojima being like, Death Stranding is the first Strand genre game. Okay, but what does that mean? What is that?
That's branding. That's like when I get things from Amazon, they're like, hey, here's your free Amazon books. It's just like, what's the genre? This is book club fiction. I'm like, this is what now?
Yo, what does that mean?
What is book club fiction? You made that up. That's not real.
Yeah. However, I do think Elden Ring qualifies as an RPG.
It does, because I was thinking about it last night, and I was even talking to it a little bit. I'm like, well, there are levels, and there's this and that. The thing with Elden Ring is it's basically Dark Souls Skyrim. That's why people love it. People don't play Skyrim for the levels. They play Skyrim for the exploration, the adventure.
Sure, both of those are still RPGs.
Yeah, but that's not the draw. Like, that's not the major aspect of the game. Like, again, both Elden Ring and Skyrim have leveling systems. That is tied to progression. But yeah, it's just I just very strongly feel like keep the more traditional role-playing stuff in the role-playing category. Also, like, don't put the clear game of the year like winner, like the front runner.
Yeah, front runner.
Like, don't put the front runner for game of the year up against like this is the only category with triangle strategy, the only category with Live Alive, the only category with Pokemon Legends Arceus. You're putting one entry contenders up against Elden Ring, which is in like 10 categories. It's so unfair.
I would kind of agree, and honestly, I would like to see, especially if you're going to put like triangle strategy and Live Alive, whatever in there, then like, oh shit, he knows. I would, damn, I forget. I would prefer like separate categories of modern RPG and traditional RPG.
Well, even
I'm super dead. Damn, stupid wall, so good.
Yeah, that was brutal.
He hits so hard. He's got so much health, and that wall is like, it's such a menace. It's such a threat.
Yeah, he's also just he's just beefy. It's hard to get around. But yeah, no, it's just yeah, general like I raged against some bunch of stuff last night. Like some of them made sense, some of them was fine with. But then like again, like my one thing was just like, oh, best narrative. How do you know that God of War has the best narrative? It's been out for 5 days. Who's seen the entire narrative of God of War?
Yeah, and like
anyone?
You're totally not wrong. There's still slightly over 3 weeks for people to vote.
Yeah, but actually, I thought Jay Hank earlier had a very good point. Like, why is Sonic not there?
Yeah,
Sonic's nowhere here. Like, put Sonic in Action Adventure.
Yeah, 100%. Put Sonic in Action Adventure.
Yeah, put Sonic in Action Adventure. Put Elden Ring in Action Adventure. You know,
He got me on a
spread this. Oh no, he's yeah. There's the wall again.
It's really good. I mean, I blocked it, but I didn't block his 2Ks. And I started getting hit by the wall because it's active forever. But yeah, Sonic should be there. I mean, especially if God of War is there, Sonic should be there.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely favorite. Like, but yeah, no, that was the thing, and then I did a little bit of talking. Thank you, boss. By the way, thank you for watching.
Yeah, I'm not all the way through it.
But I was also talking about Pokemon. Ooh, that's the wall.
That's fine.
You can play your thing.
I can get over. Oh god, now I'm dead though. Not really, but almost. Oh, nice! Glad my super execution didn't fail me.
As they streams on delay, so I'm not
you get to hear my reaction before actually seeing it.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, I talked about Pokemon Scarlet Violet and debating getting one of those. I might do it. I'm up in the air. I don't think I'm gonna play it on the stream. But I'm.
Oh, he didn't grab me though. He grabbed me. Oh no! I jumped. His overhead hand punch smash thing is it's got such a good hitbox. And it comes out a little too fast.
But yeah, no, I talked about Pokemon for a good long while and was comparing the version exclusives, which seemed interesting. And then it's actually out on Friday, which I didn't realize. It's one of those like, holy crap, the month's flying by much faster than I thought. But
yeah, it's already halfway through.
Yeah. But no, was talking about that, and then I finally, because it's basically just a level grinding stream. Because there's that particular section of Xenogears is like the first time you get a chance to like train up Bart. And if you can get him a couple of skills, it makes the next boss fights and the boss fights in the next area so much easier because he's not just going in with his rank 1 skill.
Yeah, like, I want to get back to God of War, but like we can talk about that section in Xenogears for a little bit because it's kind of wacky. The fucking combo system in Xenogears has some very, very absurd shit. I've seen guides be like, okay, one of the best places to start learning all of FaZe and Bart's skills is that cave. And like, that seems crazy to me, because I've grinded like hell in that cave. But,
to answer your question, Jay-Hank, I don't remember Needy Streamer Overloaded. That would have been a good choice. That would have been a good game to go. You would find that for like individual games.
Yeah,
you know, actually,
I don't think it's nominated for anything.
Yeah, no, actually, we can do that. God, Elden Ring is 2, 3, 4,
I mean, it's going
5,
to dominate.
6, 7.
I'll be over here
7
saying,
categories.
Like,
no, I'm just doing a wow. God of War is in more categories than Elden Ring.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, Elden Ring is in 7. God of War is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 categories.
That's a lot.
Including the one that I was just like, the one that really got me and that I was the most salty about. Oh yeah,
press button. I died.
That is
I tried to wake up Super, but again, he was on me with some of his most active attacks. Active meaning is like his hitboxes are just out longer.
But no, the one thing that I was super salty about, God of War is a nominee in the category of innovation in accessibility, and I'm like, but what now? It's recognizing software and/or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. And I'm like, wait, what? What?
Yeah,
okay,
I don't know what it does.
One is a 5-day-old console exclusive to only a single console. How is that helping games be played and enjoyed by a wider audience? What is this bullshit? Like,
yeah, I don't know what it does for like accessibility options, because like that's like what, colorblind stuff, alternate controls for maybe people who don't have as much motor function.
Yeah, potentially, and there are things in there for that. But like the other things in that category are like The Quarry and The Last of Us Part 1, the re-release of The Last of Us Part 1.
Yeah, and I don't know what any of those games do in that regard, so I didn't vote in that category. Bye bye.
Yeah. Honestly, I probably should vote because I haven't signed done any voting. I really should. I need to make my voice heard and be one of the same people that's like, no, not God of War. Screw this. I hope you lose. But
I mean, the thing is, it probably deserves to be in basically all of those categories, except
next year.
Yeah, it would make more sense if it were next year, in my opinion. I agree. Especially with things like Sonic Frontiers being like kind of highly praised for how good it is for a Sonic game, not being in there at all.
Yeah, The Last of Us The Last of Us is only in innovation and accessibility,
which is a little weird.
It's the only category it's in. Yeah, some of these were pretty. Just stuff showed up all the time. Like Stray was in a bunch of categories.
Yeah.
Stray was in 7 as well. Tunic was in a bunch of categories.
I definitely voted for Tunic in 1 or 2 categories.
Yeah, Tunic was best indie, best debut indie, and best action adventure. Which is valid. Those are good.
Yeah. Tunic was super great. Tunic's
surprisingly, Triangle Strategy wasn't in best sim or strategy game. I don't understand that on either.
Yeah, at first I was like, when I heard you talk about that, I was like, it's not a sim. Oh, but it's definitely like inarguably a strategy game.
It's called Triangle Strategy for pity's sake.
how it's not nominated for Game of the Year. Maybe because it's it won on its own time. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. And it's like it's a remake, but then again, so is Live Alive, and it was in there.
It was in the Live Alive is in one category, and it is a category that it definitely deserves. Like Live Alive, like you know what, RPG category. Fair enough. Valid. Very good. Very valid. A Plague Tale was in a bunch of stuff too, and that was one that I was.
Plague Tale's pretty good. It's another that is like. It deserves to be in like adventure or action adventure, but it's not. It's like not an RPG. It's not Elden Ring style. Oh, God, spaced that perfectly. Might be dead. Oh, but he dropped it. Yeah, it deserves whatever praise it gets, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean it looks gorgeous there, and like. For the Game of the Year contenders, the only real thing I feel extremely bad about is Horizon Forbidden West is in a bunch of stuff, and I know it's not going to. It's up against Elden Ring. It's up against Elden Ring and the clearly biased God of War.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Game Awards are going to be a little biased.
Yeah.
They're still a lot better than, like, a bunch of other awards that came before them, because Jeff Keighley, like, actually knows about and likes games. But... yeah, they're going to be a tiny bit more. Like, big stuff like Elden Ring is just going to take the show, no matter what.
I mean, Elden Ring is. I would say as much as it is in a bunch of stuff, Elden Ring 100% should be sweeping a bunch of categories because, like, it's a FromSoft game, which are extremely popular. It outperformed all of the other FromSoft games within like the first 3 months it was out. Like all of them during the entirety of their sales record. Like how is that not? How is that not just make it an incredibly good game?
It's like I love a bunch of their other stuff, but it's easily one of their best. The story told in that game is much more clear and straightforward.
Yeah, I still need to pick it up actually. I think I can still play it on my PS4, but I was considering it for a stream game. But I just haven't gotten to it yet. You know, here's what I'm playing now, and God willing, I may be able to finish that in time for Octopath 2, which definitely. I will drop Xenogears. Like unless I'm really close to the end, I'll consider dropping Xenogears when Octopath comes out because.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think the next RPG I'm gonna pick up is probably. Oh god, that came out a little bit faster than I thought. Is probably going to be the Tactics Ogre remake.
I think it's out already.
I hear they like. It's basically a port of like the PSP game, but they also changed like a ton of mechanics and whatever issues that game had. Hey, he went up a floor. Congrats.
Nice. Yeah, I'm actually kind of waiting to see what we get for like the Black Friday specials for Steam because we didn't get like a Halloween sale.
The game most unfinished category.
You know what? If there's any game that's gonna get most unfinished, Cyberpunk.
Yeah, didn't Cyberpunk come out last year though?
Depends on when it came out. If it came out past the threshold, then
apparently the patch for all of its getting fixed, I think, came out this year. Is Signalis nominated? No, sadly. There needed... one thing that you said on your stream, Deus, that I totally agree with, was there should definitely be more horror-themed categories, because we had, like, a bunch of really good horror stuff come out this year. And,
yeah, there isn't one at all. Like, there definitely needs more genre categories, yeah. And Cyberpunk is actually 2020. December 10th, 2020.
Wow, it's years.
So it would have been eligible last year for the most unfinished game.
Hit my buttons wrong. Yeah, it came out a little while ago. Signalis 100% deserves more recognition than it's getting. It's getting some. Ooh.
I actually thought it was interesting that Scorn was in a category, and I actually agree with that one.
Oh yeah, it was in like art direction, right?
Yeah, like art design.
Yeah, 100%. I voted for that because it deserves that category.
Like, yeah, because a lot of them like stuff like Elden Ring is like best art direction. It's like, really?
That game looks really good.
It's pretty, but there's a difference between art direction and you have nice graphics. Like,
Yeah.
there is a difference.
I mean,
scored
the art design
100%. Yes.
But yeah,
Right,
I voted for
100%.
Sport.
Yeah.
Like, there's no contest there, I think. I don't know if it's gonna win, but myself, I don't know if it's gonna win, but it 100% deserves that.
Oh. The story of the production of Signalis. That's something you might find interesting, right?
Signalis has been, I know a little bit about it. Signalis has been in production for a really long time. It's basically made by 2 people, and they had to learn how to make game along the way, because they just didn't know. They got a lot of people to help with audio stuff. Shit. But otherwise, like, all of the graphics and level design and all this written by basically 2 people. Gran Turismo 7 isn't on Best of the Year. It's on Best Audio Design, I think.
It's definitely in a bunch of categories.
Oh, okay, it's in multiple? I only remember being in Best Audio, and, like, I don't play realistic racing games or mini racing games at all. Like, I like Mario Kart and Wipeout. But I bet you there's some really good audio tech and design that went into that game.
Vampire Survivors was in the category, which was funny.
I mean, Vampire Survivors, it was in, like, Best Indie, right?
I think so, yeah.
It deserves that.
My comment was it should have been Hollow Gear.
That's fair. I don't know if that can, because, like, it doesn't sell? I don't know what their qualifications are. I would have put it in there. I think even if Hollow Cure were in there, Vampire Survivors is probably going to win that competition.
Probably.
I enjoy Hollow Cure more, but Vampire Survivors is like a crazy success story.
Yeah, no. Gran Turismo is audio design and sports racing.
Yeah, sure. Speaking of sports, I completely ignored all of the esports categories. That's a thing I just don't pay attention to.
I looked at them before getting on the stream, and I'm like, I know none of the people that I care about this. I don't.
God, punch, 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 punch. Ooh. No one uses that Nagoriyuki jump move, man. Don't. Haha, he popped. That's the one thing you never want to do as Nago, probably. There's so much self-damage. Yeah, I don't know. Going back to, like, I agree with most of the stuff that's in there. I'm less critical of Elden Ring because that game's so good in, like, every category.
The biggest criticism I have is it should not be in best roleplay. Put it in action or put it in action adventure, preferably action adventure.
It was like not in one of those 2 categories, right?
Yeah, out of action adventure, and role playing, it was only in one, which was role playing, and I don't think it should be in there. I think it should have been like give the other role playing games a chance because they're just not going to beat Elden Ring. Because everybody's going to vote for Elden Ring.
Yeah, I think that's more fair and it more wacky. It should be in action-adventure more than RPG, but, like, I totally understand it being an RPG. I've been playing those games since they were Kingsfield games, which are more adventure, but, like, all of the Souls games are RPGs. They're just not...
They're not the traditional ones. But
they're not a traditional. They're not a JRPG. They're not even like Baldur's Gate CRPGs, right?
Yeah, they're like action RPGs. So it makes a bit of sense. But just especially with Elden Ring itself, like the big draw of Elden Ring was the exploration. I feel like it is a nicer, prettier version of the Souls game, but like exploration was the big thing for Elden Ring.
I mean, yeah, that's the big change in between a bunch of older Souls games, but its story is also a lot more clearly well delivered than a lot of other Souls games.
Yeah, I agree. I do think it's better for best narrative. I wouldn't agree with that, but I do think it's better for narrative than like Bloodborne, where you're just like,
I don't know, dude.
You're there.
Bloodborne's story and world building is so good. It just doesn't have like the same amount of plot central characters as an Elden Ring or a like Dark Souls 1 or 3. Though I probably wouldn't ever put 3 in like the best story category.
Yeah, I mean the Souls games have a weird storytelling style in general, which is why I'm kind of like, I would at least agree that the God of War has a narrative. Same with Horizon Forbidden West. Elden Ring doesn't. Like your silent protagonist, the only people you really are ever going to have to talk to are like Melina and people at the round table, like a couple people here and there.
I kind of disagree. There's comparatively like a lot of dialogue in Elden Ring, but only in comparison to a Dark Souls.
The other Souls games, yeah. But saying like comparing to other Soulsborne games isn't what I'm referring to. I'm referring to just overall narrative and narrative storytelling style. A lot of Elden Ring is silent. You have a lot of NPCs you can interact with. In terms of like minimal storytelling, most of it is silent. Most of it is environmental storytelling for a lot of stuff.
That's fair.
Yeah, like God of War is a narrative story. Horizon Forbidden West. I haven't played it, but if it's anything like Zero Dawn, it is absolutely a narrative story at many points. But yeah, Elden Ring is a little bit different.
Controlling the knight as hard as a tank in Elden Ring?
Duel 1.
You need a lot of playstyles out.
I think you might be talking about Old Kingsfield.
Oh, Old Kingsfield.
Right before that, he said something like, base Rad playing Old Kingsfield, controlling the knight was hard as a tank.
Oh god, you got it.
Cult of the Lamb winning Best Indie. That was one of my ones that I wanted to win that. I really hope he would win that one.
Cult of the Lamb was really good and really well. Well, it was really well made for the most part. It had like, it had
some glitches. Yeah, it had some glitches, which is fine. Like stuff happens because I've been playing. It's not worth mentioning. I've been playing one game when I got a weird glitch. And weird glitches are fine, but like Cult of the Lamb had that great streamer integration tool that made it really popular and still has people playing it, which is just a fantastic asset to have into it. And so yeah, I think that deserves it. Tunic and Stray are both strong contenders. So yeah. That Neon White game I'd heard nothing about before this, and I looked it up and like,
oh dude,
some weird shooter game.
Neon White is great. It's hard for me to call it a shooter because like it doesn't play like it is, but it doesn't play like an Apex or Unreal or Valorant.
Oh yeah, it's not those. Yeah, but yeah, calling it a shooter is similar to calling Warframe a shooter. It is, but
yeah, it is.
That is a.
It's also like a third-person action game.
It's very short of what the game actually is. Warframe is Space Wizard or Space Ninja mech warriors that also have guns.
I mean, you could also throw like Resident Evil Biohorror in there, except you are the Biohorror.
But yeah, no. But yeah, Cult of the Lamb, Best Indie. I like that. That would be my shoe-in. So if Stray or Tunic wins, then I'm not gonna be too upset.
I think Stray is probably gonna beat out Tunic just between the two of them.
I don't know. I've heard a lot about Tunic, and it came out pretty early in the year too.
It did. I just think more people played Stray, like by a lot.
Yeah, Tunic came out in March and still is doing well enough to be put on Game of the Year. Or not Game of the Year, the Best Indie. So, like, if for anything that has that kind of staying power, especially these days, like, that says something to me, at least. Yeah, Stray probably will win Best Indie, though we can hope for Cult of the Lamb.
I think Stray will probably win Best Indie. it got so much love and recognition, like really, really quickly, and kind of lasting too. Oh, that was cool. But yeah, Stray was pretty good. I don't know if I would say I know for sure it's gonna win, but it's probably gonna win.
It's a good chance. There's three strong.
I think Vampire Survivors has a really good chance.
That's not in Best Indie.
Oh, it's not an indie?
Nope, not Best Indie.
What was the category it was in?
Best debut. Different category.
Oh, I see.
Which also contains Stray and Tunic.
What? Okay,
It contains Stray, Tunic, Neon White, and then 2 new games, which is just silly and weird. It's one of those how is? Because I didn't think Cult of the Lamb was I hadn't heard about anything like that other studio making it. So yeah, I didn't realize.
I don't know what other games the Cult of the Lamb people have made.
It's massive.
I want to say they may have been around for a while. People love cats? Yeah, I know. People went wild for a cat game, and they're not even wrong for doing so. I don't know. I think it blew up a little bit bigger than it should have for like what the game is, but damn if it isn't cute. And like plays
so
pretty well all over the place.
It's not a debut game for Massive Monster. They have 3 other games out. They're all like cutesy children games, which is what makes Cult of the Lamb funny, because it absolutely matches their art style, but they just went really dark.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things I really love about Cult of the Lamb is it has that super cutesy art style, and man, is it cute! Oh no, he's reading me. Fuck. But like, it's poop game.
You're cutting your people up and turning them into meat, feeding them poop, and it's like, ooh, jeez.
Yeah, you can 100% just. Oh god, that's the wrong one. You can just sacrifice people, and the game heavily rewards you for it.
And then also the body horror of all the bosses. You get to a boss, you're like, let me sacrifice my minions to swell to unusual size. And then like the final boss is like, let me rip my eyes out of my face and attack you with them. It's like, oh.
Yeah, it gets gross and bloody real quick. Like, it's not scored, but
I thought there was a cross counter there for a second.
We were both just pressing buttons and really getting into each other's face. Like, if I had defended, there were 2 or 3 times in that last match where I could have probably taken my turn back. But here we are, just pressing buttons, fucking soul in his fast punches. Felt like oh no!
Yeah, one of my favorite things about playing Xenogears has been playing it as an absolute passive-aggressive, salty asshole. And it's fun.
Yeah, I saw that tweet.
Yeah, well, I had so much fun with that, where I'm like, hey, thank you for coming to my stream, we rated so-and-so, blah, 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 blah. I had a really good time. There's also this thing about the host for the spirit of the Slayer of God, but probably sure that's not a big deal. And then just, like, I waited 5 minutes and I tweeted a gif of Weltall id, with just the word...
the host of the Slayer of God.
Well, I had that attached to the original one, and then I had one of actual Weltall id. Surprisingly, that scene in the cave where Old Man Ball is calling Weltall, the host for the vessel of the Slayer of God, that is actually a GIF on Twitter. It is available.
I believe it. It's probably one of the few incredibly famous, like, GIFable scenes.
Yeah. But then there's actually a really sharp one of Weltall id itself that I just posted on today, like, foreshadowing. That's what it was, like, foreshadowing. And because it's just like it's just entertaining to be salty about that game and just how ridiculous some of it is. Because like that whole thing in the cave, you have like Old Man Ball talking to you about fossils and the fossil record, and you know, humans didn't seem to evolve. They just showed up one day, and that kind of gives credence to this legend about humans fighting God. And you go off and do your stuff, and Bart comes back, and he's like, "So did we really fight God, old man?" And he's like, "No, that's
no, it's just a legend.
It's just supposed to inspire people and teach a lesson. Now let me go outside and fix your robots." And Bart's like, "I think that old man's hiding something from us." And Faye's like, I'm just playing Faye like, "No, why would you think that? That's an incredibly opportune thing to happen in this moment." And then just out of nowhere, I just have old man Ball going, just going like, "Holy shit!" You get out there. What? Is this your gear? Is this your robot? I mean, kind of, sort of. I'm borrowing it. What do you mean you're borrowing it? This is the host for the spirit of Slayer of God. How are you borrowing this?
Wait, what did you just say? Nothing.
What did you just
say? Pay no attention to that thing I just clearly mumbled under my breath that everyone heard.
Yeah, nothing. No, you said something. No, you said something. Old man Ball, you're hiding something. Get out of my cave.
Yeah, it's time for you to leave now. What are you
And then he just fucks off.
Xenogears is so great.
Yeah, it's fun to riff on it.
I
do it from a place of love.
It's like, its combo learning system is the wackest thing about it, I think. It's great. I love it as an alternative to like just press attack and then learn special move. But it's
very grindy.
Yeah, I'm only like 40 or 45 minutes I think into your stream, so I saw you talking about it a little bit. So you know that Faye like learns the slowest because he's you're always in party protagonist. Did you know that that the way you basically like accumulate experience towards new combos, but it's based off of what button was pressed in which sequence that you press it?
Yeah. So any combo that starts off with triangle, if you press triangle first, it'll slowly progress you on that combo.
Yeah, exactly.
Any combo that does square second, it'll slowly progress you on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know about that.
That's the wonkiest mechanic to me. Because
it's a little weird, but I do get it.
I get it. I just would never have chosen to do it that way. You know?
Are you ready?
Like we get it. We just don't like it.
Right. I understand. Because it means if you start using certain combos, there are particular combos where you can learn like later ones before earlier ones because of how you've been pressing buttons the whole game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Especially with the like, what is it, quadruple triangle followed by an X?
Yep.
Yeah. Like, it gets really weird really quickly.
Yep.
You got hit by that? Oh, I got hit by that.
But yeah, no, I've been having fun with it. Last night, like I said, last night was kind of quiet because I was going in just figuring I would do some level grinding, and then I got wildly distracted by the game rewards because that was like 30 minutes before stream when I found out about that. And I'm like, I need to talk about this. I can't have this just sitting in my head, not talking about this.
Sure.
Nice, man.
Yeah, Nago's like one of the best characters in the game, outside of like Happy Chaos. But I feel like I have a much better handle on a Nago matchup than I do on like Soul or Potemkin, who is universally viewed as like one of the worst characters in the game. I mean, this person's not bad. They've burst faded me twice now. Once with the gold burst, which like good for them. You get a lot of bar off of that. Uh-oh. Oh, damn. Okay. This is 100% gonna kill. It's gonna kill, but it's close. I'm gonna try and wake up Super, which is probably a bad idea. No, I don't need to. They're not on top of me. They're like not playing that aggressively, honestly.
They're just 20-hit combos.
Well, yeah, I mean, most of those hits are Super. That was like 2 hits, if you count the Super as one.
Ah, nice, you cleared it.
Yeah. Yeah, Nago is super, super, super good. He's not Happy Chaos. It might just be that, like, Ino is also not a very highly rated character. But I feel like she's pretty good against Naga. And so, like, she has a couple of matchups. But also, there's been this, like, discussion in the Guilty Gear community for a while, which is, like, how good and reliable are... Oh, shit, I just did, like, Cali Burst. Like, rankings and tier lists for this game are basically whack. Because if you look... Oh, no, that was a good read. If you look at... Yeah, if you look at, like, a bunch of Western ratings, Ino is usually pretty low. But if you look at a bunch of Eastern rankings, tier lists and stuff, she's usually kind of high because they have Daru. Daru is, like, maybe the best Ino player in the world. And he's so good, he consistently wins matches with Ino, like, a lot.
Yeah,
or, tournaments.
Yeah, it actually reminds me a little bit of, like, League of Legends, where, like, the way their tier listing played works, because I used to play League.
Yeah.
Not super competitive, but, like, to understand it a bit. And people that end up in the upper tiers, some of them are just the strong ones that are getting buffed and are actually getting powerful.
Yeah.
And then some of them are the counters to it. So it depends on, like, who's popular. If Nago is popular, whoever is a good counter to him is going to be meta. So it doesn't matter whether or not Nago is actually a good character, or whether the other people are good characters. It matters that there's a lot of Nago players. So I think in the Western audience, with there being so many people that definitely are going to be wanting to play, like, a weed vampire samurai.
He's so cool.
Yeah, like, he looks extremely cool. I agree. I'm looking at him now. Between the two of them, I would probably play Nago before I played Ino. But at the same time, like, he's knocking you down.
Sucks for you. Hey, look, a bot. I need to update my lists.
Sex find XYZ.
Let's see.
That seems legit.
We're gonna hide that user and report them for child abuse, I think.
They should just do spam and leave it at that.
Mankind knew that they cannot
A disgusting bot. Promoting sex. Ooh, sex havers. That's not something I can get away with in the VTuber community.
Reminds me of a thing I saw online. I think I saw somebody did their own variation on another meme, which was somebody sitting alone in a room flying, and they say, like, "Darn it, Google, stop telling me there are desperate singles in my area. I know. I'm one of them."
Yeah.
I love that meme. That's funny.
It's pretty good.
But yeah, no, I can see definitely, based on just what the player base plays, you know, that determines a lot of what makes the tier list for any game, because it's just a natural counter to them.
It is. Yeah. There's definitely some more thought put into it than that for, like, longtime players, and you still see this divide. Oh god, that could have hit. I'm super dead. It didn't hit. That's gonna hit. You just fucked up. Oh my god, he didn't fuck up. Wow. Wow, I should have done my long range kick.
He has a sliver.
Yeah. Whenever he pops his blood state, he rapidly drains health.
Will it actually kill him, though?
No, it can take him down to, like, 1 hit.
Okay. Which is what he was on, so he went all in. Solid.
Yeah, I mean, he made the right move with that super.
But yeah, no, it's interesting to kind of see how that stuff works out.
Yeah,
so
but people consistently put Nago and Happy Chaos. Oh, you got me on a backdash. And, like, both of them, I think, deserve to be there. Nago has that blood mechanic, which makes him harder to play. Like, you can go all out for a little bit, and then after that, you have to play really conservatively, because you're going to be low on health. And your opponent, if they get, like, one little punish in,
Yes, Jay Hank, I also agree that Diablo Immortal should not be on the list. I was critical of that one as well.
Yeah, I mean, Diablo Immortal probably shouldn't exist.
Yeah. But unfortunately, it made its money back from all the whales, so... Yeah, what were the other things in that category that I'm like, I hope any of these beat Diablo Immortal? Genshin's there. Genshin's probably going to win that category. Genshin's there, Tower of Fantasy is there, which people were kind of talking about a little bit. Apex Legends Mobile is there. And there was like... The other two were Diablo Immortal and Marvel Snap, but I didn't want either of them to win.
I have no idea what Marvel Snap is.
Yeah.
The first time I heard about it was seeing it in the awards there.
Yeah, Genshin has consistently been bringing players in for more than a year. Like, probably like 2 years at least. A year and a half, yeah.
For a while, and like it's been, I feel like it's been doing nothing but growing the entire time. I tried playing it for a bit, and like I kind of wish I liked it more, but I hate its model for grinding equipment and accessories.
Yeah, that's what killed it for me too.
Yeah,
it released in 2020, so it's been about 2 years.
Yeah. It's like not even the gacha stuff, even though once you get through with like getting however many crystals for gacha you can get in any given expansion, it's like hilariously bad to grind new characters unless you drop money on it. But it's the equipment that really got me, I think.
Yeah, same.
Otherwise it gets fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's a good game to like sit and play a little bit, but for playing it seriously, just no.
Yeah, it's super fun to explore. It looks fantastic. Its combat is like pretty okay. It's not offensively bad by any means. It's not, I wouldn't call it great. Ow. That's a good punish.
Marvel Snap is a card game with Marvel characters, like Hearthstone, but 10 years later. Yeah,
yeah, I'll just play. There's like a Capcom card games that I would much rather play. I think. Yeah, Geo is another character that I feel I have a pretty good read on. She's really good, but also I feel like she doesn't have quite enough. Like, my two criticisms of Geo is I feel like she doesn't have quite enough options. She has a very like straightforward game plan, which is fine. She's great for new players, and she doesn't suffer for having that. But it makes her more easy to read and counter, in my opinion. So like, she's like a more basic dash. She's like a more basic Eno in that her entire game plan is get in your face and mix you up.
Yeah,
and she's really good.
You're great. Yeah. It actually kind of reminds me of seeing people do like tier lists for D&D subclasses, and I remember seeing several people criticize the Berserker Barbarian because they're just like, we hate this part of the mechanic for that thing that basically says you use this rage mechanic, it takes you 2 turns to fully get it out, and then you incur a level of exhaustion, so you could actually do this and kill yourself. Yeah. And I'm like, no, this is great. This is a great character. Because what it does is it's a good teaching class.
Yeah.
Because what it will do is it will show you who at your table is reading their damn mechanics. Because what they should do is see that and go, you incur a level of exhaustion. What's exhaustion? And then you open up the back of the player's handbook, look up what exhaustion is, and go, oh, well, I gotta be careful and manage this. It's a resource, but it'll fuck me up if I'm not careful. And that's true.
It will, yeah.
But yeah, if you're doing that and it turns off and you incur 6 levels of exhaustion and pass out and hit 0 HP and pass out, that's not the fault of the subclass. That's the fault of you, the player, doing a dump.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is
like, you can do crazy good big numbers with something like that, especially early on and even later if you like really pay attention to the mechanics.
Yeah,
but
yeah, like
you have to know those mechanics.
Yeah, level 5 is the single best damage class out there, because you get 2 regular attacks and then you also get a frenzy attack with your bonus action. You get 3 full attacks with advantage if you're willing to do that, and then you get brutal critical if you take like a half orc or something. So like, it is an insane amount of damage. Yeah, this Giovanni is really speed.
She's fast.
Yeah. You get this insane amount of damage output you can put out. People are like, it's bad. What's funny is the people that I saw last do that, they were criticizing Berserker for that, but then they were praising Wild Magic Sorcerer, which I hate and can't stand because of the randomness, and literally you can cast a cantrip at level 1 and accidentally fireball yourself and the whole party in TPK. And I'm like, that should not be possible. You should not be able to accidentally do that, but you totally can.
Yeah, that's the entire allure.
And I hate that.
That's the entire allure of that class, I feel.
Some of it, yeah, I think. But like, what really sold me on a lot of that was like the guys I saw doing the tier list. They got to a thing for Life Domain Cleric, and they're like, this is either S tier or F tier, and I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, if you want to heal, S tier. If you don't want to heal, F tier. And I'm like, why would you take a Life Domain Cleric if you don't want to heal? It's literally the healing cleric. It has a whole bunch of healing mechanics. Why would you take it for...
Like, it's like saying Berserker is either S tier or F tier because if you want to heal, it's terrible.
Yeah, like it's so dumb. It was such a dumb opinion.
Maybe I really want to sneak around. I wonder if like Warlock is a good class for that. Probably not. I mean, it can be with the right spells and cantrips, but
I would say a Paladin's a better one to be like, I want to sneak around.
Yeah.
This Warrior and Paladin, they're not performing the way that I would expect them to. They're low tier, and I'm like, why are you having somebody in heavy armor trying to? No.
Yeah. You didn't even like buff your dex. It's one of your worst maybe not one of your worst, but it's like low down there. Ooh.
Yeah. You dump setted your dex. What are you doing?
Right. Yeah, exactly. My paladin wants to go around pickpocketing. Okay. Do you even have a skill related to that? Yeah, it's been a while since I played D&D. I always played a lot more Shadowrun.
Mankind knew that they cannot.
I have played very little. I mostly watch others play it, like watch streamers and stuff, and it can be very fun when you have the right, when you find the right channel that you like. So I have like a Saturday game that I watch. I have been watching basically the whole pandemic. Like I found them before then, and also like Critical Role. I've been too.
Sure, yeah.
They're super popular, but
Zato is crazy.
Oh god, he reflected? Oh
yeah, that wall can reflect. Zato is kind of nuts. I'll be honest. He's also he's one of the like 2 other characters in the game that I would, well, 3 I'd say, that I would maybe consider like really learning, because he's nuts. Oh, it got behind me! I do not want to be in the corner against the Zato Eddie combo. So bad. Hey, what's up, Tiberian? I saw your Discord message and the message at the ending of my last stream, which was a while ago. I would love to get some collabs going. So yes. Deus here.
Yes, hello. You can hear me but not see me. I joined Rad to complain about video game awards. Yeah, Mahou would be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the next batch of stuff to shoot with me is gonna be Xenogears for a good long while.
It's a big game.
Interested in playing World, but he doesn't own Rise. What's a good one?
Ah.
It'll be hard to go back to World a little bit. I was trying to. Kind of interested in playing Iceborne with you. You have not played that at all.
I haven't.
There are some interesting things to see in Iceborne.
I could pick up. Oh god, fucking low. Got me in that range. Yeah, I have World, but I don't have Iceborne, and it's not installed, and I haven't played it in a really long time, so I don't know what my account is like. Fucking drill.
Yeah, I remember there was like another person you were really struggling against last time I saw you play Guilty Gear. There you go. Where it was like another person using. This guy's like a shadow mage, and there was somebody else that was like. They were started with
Testament?
Testament, I think it might have been.
Testament rules. I love Testament's design in this game. They used to be like actually broken in maybe the last game they were in. But they got completely reworked, and I love them. They're fantastic.
Yeah, I think it was Testament you saw you fighting against.
Yeah, Testament has like a lot of really good mid-range stuff that just like, man, if you use it right, is such a good counter to like my entire game plan. Of course, if I actually can get it close, then I'm pretty good against them. But the problem, the problem with me fighting a Testament is like half of my game plan is, am I going to go low like with that slide, or am I going to go high like with that jump? Because that's an overhead. So if they're crouching and blocking, it still hits. And Testament's 6P, the like universal, not special move that just snuffs air attacks, is probably the best 6P in the game. So not only do they have like crazy good range, they also, wow, I can't believe I got in on that. They also have like one of the best normal anti-airs, and it devastates me.
Tiberian asks, what's the best way for his friend to contact you?
My DMs are open on Twitter, and that's probably better than Discord, but I believe I'm also freely contactable on Discord. I'm just not on there as often as I am on Twitter.
J. Hank says there's no nominations for the Morbius game. Shame on the VGAs. I didn't even realize there was the Morbius game. Oh god, that badass looking so
the sword is really good. His shadow being Eddie drops to the ground wherever the sword attack ended. So like if you're in the corner, he's just on top of you. But in an instance like that, he's either right or in front or in back, and it just kind of depends. I don't know him well enough to know how or why.
Yeah, I'm not doubting that there is one. I just didn't realize it.
I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the last time I saw you playing, you were doing a lot of Bridget, I think?
Yeah! Brisket!
Brisket?
Well, her name's Bridget, but Brisket is cool, so people start calling her Brisket.
Okay.
Yeah, Bridget is great. I'm super glad she's back. So is most everybody, I think. She's also really, really well built. She has like great range and approach and like corner juggle, but they made the smart move of not making her yo-yo. Her yo-yo is not, what's it called? Disjointed. So she can like throw out a really long yo-yo attack, and you can just fucking hit the string of the yo-yo and it will damage her. Which sounds ridiculous, and it is, but it makes her fair. No. Or she wasn't nominated at all. They were nominated for one.
Yeah, they're in one category. Best multiplayer. I hope they don't win. Which actually, I remember there was interesting things in that category. That they had Splatoon and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I'm like, yeah, they're not gonna win. Ninja Turtles, which is a beast of a franchise, and Splatoon, which I heard a lot of people just love too. So
Splatoon is gigantic in Japan, and like if you only have a Switch, you probably spend a lot of time playing Splatoon if you like those games at all.
And Turtles is actually only nominated in 2 categories. It was the multiplayer and it was best action, which I think Bayonetta 3 is going to win that one.
You know what Turtles should have been nominated for is like, I guess they don't have the best soundtrack, and so audio design doesn't really fit that. But Jesus Christ,
best score in music. They could have had that.
The best score in music. The Ninja Turtles game has such a good score. It's crazy. They got Wu-Tang to come out and make a song for it.
Oh my God! Yeah, that should have gotten it. But yeah, I'm about to bring up best score in music. Any bets on whether or not got it?
I think that's like the only one where it has a pretty good chance of not winning. Fucking Minnie, get off me.
Yeah, this is the shit that pissed me off. Best score in music: Plague Tale Requiem, it's like another Game of the Year winner. Elden Ring, which
Elden Ring has a fantastic score.
It has a good like audio design. Like I'll give it audio design because they have score in music and they have audio design. Elden Ring. It has like atmosphere, like it has a lot of like atmospheric sound, but it's not like not music. The one that should win
every boss has a unique song to it, and they're all great. They are definitely like kind of a taste thing, though. They don't have like town music, battle music, character themes, unless you count like a specific bosses and character themes or anything like that. They don't have like. I don't think they have any leitmotif going on, you know. So I understand the criticism, but like every boss theme is fucking awesome.
Yeah, but these are the nominees for best score. I'm gonna skip the one that I think should win, and I think you'll agree with me on this one. Okay, for it winning. But for the other nominees are A Plague Tale Requiem, which is another Game of the Year nominee. One. Elden Ring, Game of the Year nominee. God of War Ragnarok, Game of the Year nominee. Yeah. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Game of the Year nominee.
That's the one I voted for. Best score.
So there are 4 in that. See, I thought you would go for this last one, Metal Hellsinger.
Yeah, I was torn because everything you said about Metal Hellsinger on your stream is correct. The music is fantastic. What they did for streaming, making it all DMCA free, what they did for that is, like, just a really, really great move. It was rough. I was basically torn because, like, I love the composer of Xenoblade, and always have. It's the same dude who composed the Chrono Trigger soundtrack and the Xenogears soundtrack.
But yeah, no, just like, how do you put Metal Hellsinger up against Elden Ring? Like, is Elden Ring's music anywhere near as good as Metal Hellsinger? No.
And boss music is pretty fucking epic.
I have no recollection of boss music. I found the sound, like, just from watching you play it, I found the soundtrack to Metal Hellsinger online and was like listening to it like crazy. I was sharing it with my trainer at the gym because he's like, oh god, they're playing Christmas music already. I'm like, I got something that'll fix this. Let's put on some Metal Hellsinger.
He was like, what is this? Oh.
It was either that or I found Nano Steel of War or something like that, or Nano War of Steel. I don't know, but they have a song called Valhalla. When they put on the Mariah Carey BS at the gym, I'm just like, no, Valhalla, we got this. We can have our cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, Metal Hellsinger. That would be my hand.
I certainly can't slight anyone for voting for Metal Hellsinger because, like, goddamn, that's not fantastic. I don't even listen to like a lot of growly metal, and all of the like fucking throat singing super growls in that game are great. It fits so well.
Yeah, I actually misunderstood like when you were playing through the earlier levels, and you have like so much growly music, and then like they just have these moments where she starts singing very angelically.
Yeah.
Like when Alyssa's singing, I actually thought that was like part of the design, where like with you killing the bosses, you're getting more of the angelic voice back, and the metal growly is like your demonic voice is what you have to work with. They stole your voice away, and I'm like,
that would be pretty cool.
It's such an interesting. It's like, oh no, because it didn't change with like later levels. It was still the same growling music the whole way through. Like, oh yeah, no, that's
well,
not.
It depends, because like every zone has every zone has a different like big name metal singer, right?
Yeah.
And then you get you only actually get the vocals when you have like max point score.
Yeah. Which, I mean, honestly, it was an interesting bit of tech that they did there, because they would have to have like different parts of each song on different vocal tracks.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. It's been, that tech has been popularized over the last few years. I think it was, I don't know what did it first, but it's just reactive music in general. Like Doom had it, Killer Instinct had it. There were a couple of other like really good examples, but I think Hades.
I don't know about Hades, but I don't
know about Hades. Hades has a phenomenal soundtrack, but I don't know if it's actually reactive.
What's interesting for me is Hades is actually the. So this is a bit of trivia for me. I started getting into collecting video game vinyl because of Supergiant games.
Oh,
The first one I got was Transistor. The second one was Bastion. I got higher.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, so good, so good. And I think I got the last one I'm probably gonna be able to fit in my computer now. So it's the Breath of Fire 3 soundtrack on vinyl as a limited pressing from this place I found online, and it came through.
Oh my god. I really like the Breath of Fire 3 soundtrack. One of those Monkey Island games had dynamic music? Nice. Is that the newest Monkey Island? The one that came out recently?
That is in one of the categories too, Monkey Island.
I think it was in the like accessibility category.
Yeah, innovation and accessibility. So it's gonna lose to something else. Yeah, Return to Monkey Island.
Cannot vote
that. But no, yeah,
oh, that's what I should try. Second or third one back in the early 90s? Damn. That might be one of the first then. Because it wasn't, reactive music wasn't a trend until like kind of Killer Instinct and then Doom. Right? Doom was like the big one and everybody followed suit afterwards.
My brain's back on track again. Hades soundtrack. Hades is actually the first Supergiant games that I did not get the soundtrack for. Because I know I really like a lot of vocalization for my songs.
Mm-hmm.
So like a great example is like Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah.
A lot of people like Bury the Light. I don't. I like Devil Trigger. Devil Trigger is a better one for me because it has that good mix of there's vocals and there's music and you get a good mix of both. Bury the Light like starts off with so much music and has just the long stretches where it's only the music playing. Yeah. And it takes I was literally like listening to it and it gets like 8 minutes into the song so you actually get the title hook of Bury the Light Deep Within. And I'm like, really? The 8-minute mark?
Yeah, it's a very, very long song. I understand not liking that song. I like it, but it takes its time.
It's not bad, but it's oh god.
Kyle's the Ryu of the game. And it shows. He has an answer for everything. He's not like super fantastic or broken by any means, but he has an answer for everything. And Stun Dipper is one of the best moves in the game. Easy. Oh god, I just sat there and took it. He is not the storm that is approaching. Nobody's close.
Yeah, for some reason, just Hades didn't connect with me. There just isn't that good lyrical song to it that caught my attention the way that it did for the other ones. Because Pyre had one, Transistor had a bunch of good lyrical songs, which you should consider your main character was a singer. Bastion had a bunch of really good ones.
I want to say there's one or two really good lyrical songs in Hades.
Hades has
they're definitely not like heard through most of the soundtrack.
Yeah, they're not. There aren't iconic ones. There is like one with the Muse singing, and there's a couple of other ones. Yeah, there's a couple. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm watching.
No.
Just get you on the
You're a
screen.
little behind.
Like,
Yeah,
whoa,
that super
whoa.
nailed me. There's a reason my technique score is usually pretty low.
Yeah, I agree, Jay.
LucasArts worked that
Bastion
system
is.
in some other games? That's crazy. That's way
Yeah,
back.
Bastion has a great soundtrack.
Yeah,
yeah,
Bastion.
most-
I think Transistor might be my favorite.
Yeah, Transistor is very good. I didn't like the game that much. Transistor,
Really?
I had issues with the gameplay style. I like Bastion a lot more, but hands down, like that is great. And actually, I think Pyre probably has the best soundtrack they put out of all the four, because there's even like additional copies of the soundtrack. Like if you buy it from them online, you get the base soundtrack. There's like additional track listings for some of like the end games. Like, there's a different track song for each of the endings that you get apparently.
Really?
Like it's insane. Like there's like the actual.
You know, I have never played Pyre. I should probably adapted music. Yeah, I think that's probably what it's called. It's all the way back to
Pyre.
Frogger. What? That's crazy. I believe you, but that's crazy.
Yeah, Pyre has the original soundtrack, the White Lute, and the Black Mandolin. The original soundtrack has 44 items in it. The White Lute has 35, and the Black Mandolin has 11.
Huh, okay.
So, which the Black Mandolin is basically all of the endings. It's a very slight difference in like whoever you have as like your final opponents in the end, I guess.
Gotcha.
So, like, there's not a lot to that, and that's also 11 items, so it includes, like, the JPEGs and stuff, but still, collectively, between all three of them, it's close to 100 different tracks.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Bastion's good. I have those. I have Stardew Valley, which is a very beautiful vinyl. That's great.
I would believe Stardew Valley has some really
Well, not even music, like the actual art for like vinyl itself. Surprisingly, Hollow Knight has one of the worst vinyls from the
Really?
visual standpoint. Like, the music's still good, but like you have stuff like Bastion or Transistor or Stardew, where the track list is very easily accessible. For Hollow Knight, it's just a piece of paper that's in there. And I look at it, I'm like, this is
Gotcha. Ow. I eat it to Kyle so much.
yeah, he's beating the hell out of you. But like, I have a whole bunch of gaming soundtrack ones. Randomly, I found the original Broadway pressing for Hamilton. Which is actually, what's funny, I really like that soundtrack.
Yeah.
And there's like a used bookstore near me that has like a vinyl section. And I went looking for a couple of different ones in there in the past. And just one day, I think earlier this year in like March, I'm just in there looking for some books. And I'm like, you know what? I'll check. Because who knows? Maybe I'll get lucky and, I don't know, find the original Broadway pressing for Hamilton.
And legit you did.
Only reason I checked that day. I'm like, oh my god.
Ow.
You're getting under his guard a couple times, but then you're not able to capitalize on him when he's punching you for it.
Yeah, I don't have like super big combos, and he's got slight reach on me most of the time. He freaking wall carried me there though.
Yeah, no, it's fun to get that kind of stuff. Like I said, like anything you do, like do something you love, do something you enjoy. So like, I enjoy collecting
Can't believe I let
game
that guy
soundtrack
have
fun.
it.
I haven't gotten there yet.
This, like, because he's the Ryu, one of the things they do, Kais like to do most is just run up grab as soon as they see you blocking their random shit.
Oh,
And he's like the
super
least
right
red.
as you. Oh, he's super right as you dove in. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty good read on his part.
Not gonna lie, I would play that character probably.
He's really good. He's really good. Do you want to play? Is that what you're doing?
I don't have the game.
Oh, I was talking
you're
to
talking about
like
the
the other
game,
person in the lobby who was like looked like they were kind of lined up. Yeah, Kai's really good. He's probably one of the best like first people to pick up, honestly. He's great to learn the game, and he's never a bad kid, in my opinion. Because of that move right there, he's got some other stuff that's really cool. But he will, like, he'll do a good job of, oh my god, the hitbox on that is so high! He'll do a good job of teaching you, like, what it means to, you know, when to take your turn and when not to. He's really good at, he's pretty good at whip punishing. And also, like, teaching you what not. He's good at, like, teaching you to not press buttons. Unlike, say, a Geo.
Yeah, this isn't the same Kai you fought last time, is it?
It is.
Oh, it is?
Oh my god, I won on that trade. Pretty sure it was.
Yeah, I was asking because you were doing extremely well, and I'm like, oh yeah, that last one really. Oh, there you go.
Well, the thing about my character is I'm really good at mids. So there's a lot of instances where, like, if I do a thing, it's a 50-50 if I can do it or not. You just have to guess right. Because you've got, like, 2 or 3 options that will totally snuff what I'm doing, and others that will lose, and not too many that will, like, clash. Gotcha, bitch. There's payback for all the grabs. But yeah, he's a super good early character because he doesn't answer for everything. He's not like the biggest combo character. He doesn't. Oh, I did that too early. He doesn't have like the most reach. Oh, he won the trade. Damn. But he's the most fair character, I would say. He's just like, he's not super flashy, despite being made of electricity. Gotcha. Oh, don't dodge. Yeah. You know what? I do that every time. That's just me. Ooh. Yeah, he's gonna win there.
So well on my end, and it doesn't sound like you're doing well on yours.
Whoop, whoop. Oh no! Hey, good confirm. Good confirm into super. I got greedy. I was like, I got him. One more. Let me 50-50 him. Oh, he 6P'd me. Of course he did. If you press...
You must train your mind.
Yes.
It's more salty than getting over it.
Ow. Well, got him to use his burst super early. Haha, I get your guy back there. Kid's mine. Backdash too early. See, one of the reasons I love my character is because he's great for mind games. Am I going to go low or am I going to go high? He's been doing a lot of 6P on any, like, as soon as he sees me move, he'll just react with 6P, which stuffs a lot of my anti-air. But that just means I get to go low once and make him start second-guessing things. And then it's like a complete reset. Am I going to keep going high? Am I going to continue going low because that works?
Yeah, this is psychology of it a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of mind games and psychology in fighting games.
I just never really got into it. I've always been more of a solo player, which is not good for fighting games, especially in the old days of non-online fighting games.
Yeah.
If I tried to start getting into it now with everybody playing with experience, I'd be starting at 0 and having to skill up from that.
Yeah, it is. Oh, nice. Stride is a pretty good game to learn because it's a lot more simple than any of the previous versions of Guilty Gear, and it has a really good training system. Oh, that hits.
There's a really good training system, says the guy who looks like he's about to get aced.
Oh, well, I mean, that's... The training mode is to learn what your buttons do.
Sorry, I have to sass a little bit.
Hey, you're not wrong. I was sticking my own here on floor 9 for a while until I was like, yeah, I'll fight this Kai, the character that I normally use or lose to a lot. You know what, I'll remain and do like a couple more matches, because I think I'm probably going to call stream here in a few, because I really do want to get ready for some Signalis.
And I won't be able to stay up for that with you, because I need to get some sleep. I was up late last night.
Oh, that's fine. I don't mind. I'm glad that you're here.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, if they don't want to play. Oh no, a Happy Chaos.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Are you ready?
He's the best, cheapest character in the game, but he requires like really good execution to play at a super high level. But that's like a super high level. He just has really good buttons, and he's, you know, the one character who brought a gun as his main weapon to like a sword fighting game. So that's a smart move.
These are Indiana Jones stand-in.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's an official plan.
Yeah, that skin's great. Didn't do the stomp. Yeah, one of I don't know if they're the best character or best player or not. There's a melee, like a Super Smash Melee player who got into Strive a while back, and they were like a Melee pro, and they play this character because he has like, well, because he's rated so highly, and because he has like some of the toughest execution. Gotcha, even though I was slowed. But he can do crazy, crazy, crazy shit. If you look at his meter down in the bottom right, you can see he actually has 3 meters. So the kind of like green one is everybody's what they call a tension gauge in this game, and that lets you do bursts. Well, not bursts. That's what he just did as a burst. It lets you do rum enhances, which are similar but more combo friendly. And it lets you do super moves. He also has bullets, which are, of course, the bullets in his gun. So he has to reload if he shoots 6 times. Like, now he's out. And then he has a focus gauge, which lets him do some other crazy stuff with guns. But he almost gets to cheat in that if you can execute shit really well, he gets to shoot you in the middle of hit stop, which is nuts. He's effectively like breaking the time of the game. This person is not, well, I was about to say not an excellent Happy Chaos, but that's a pretty good wall carry. Uh-oh, I pressed the button. No. This character can be a lot crazier. Oh, but I let him go. He's got max focus. It's so hard. You have to like dash, perfect dash. Varian, you wonder if there's a way to play the original version of Mission? I don't know what that game is. It's very late 90s to early 2000s. Just developed the ability to add lighting to models type of thing. I've never heard of it. I love his stand-up animation, where his body on the ground just fades, and him standing up fades in. Happy Chaos is pretty great. Ah! Everybody hates him. God, because of all of the bullshit like that. Like, I love his design, and I love that he's in the game. Especially because his fucking alternative, previous gun character this series had, was nuts. If you ever want to see some Guilty Gear bullshit, just look up Hell Belt matches. Oh god, I didn't expect that to hit. Yeah, you have to play so defensively against this game. Oh, you're talking about the glowing skin for Happy Chaos? Sort of. That's like a series of skins, I think, for people who pre-ordered. I have it for, I want to say, the last round of bonus characters, but not like the whole roster. Though the whole roster has that set of skins. Fucking...
Yeah, they're catching their stride against you.
Yeah. He's getting in. And I'm like missing these guard or these throw techs, which kills me. But that like kick bang, carry you halfway across the screen, and it's not easy to do. What are you doing? Are you here? Did your connection die?
I'm still here. I'm just quiet.
Oh, I meant the Happy Chaos.
Oh.
Because, like, look.
Oh, there he is.
There he is, okay.
Yeah, I caught up to you. Yeah. Good steal it, bro.
That shit. Wow. I also don't have, like, a ton of experience against Happy Chaos, because he is kind of hard to play. So, people will, like, learn one thing and then abuse lower ranks. Or just not play this all because they don't get him.
And I get that, because it's definitely for characters and things that I know and like. If I don't get it, like if it just doesn't sync with me, I just won't play it. It's like,
Yeah.
that was the thing for Monster Hunter World, like Lance just really clicked with me in a way that all of the weapons I was playing before didn't. And that really helped me more than anything else learn the game and learn how to play it properly.
Wow, this guy just danced around me. I was backdashing. This is a person who I think occasionally makes it up to floor 10, and they have learned that I'm very weak against grabs. I'm very, very bad against teching grabs and throws. So that hurt. Well, yeah, I think I'm going to call the stream there. I love this game, but I got to get ready for Signalis, and I want to let you go and not lose any more sleep.
That's fine.
So, Deus,
Well,
thanks for hopping in and talking about games. Tiberian,
Yeah,
J-Hank, thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it, as always. Yeah.
And I will see you sometime later this week. Thank you to everybody that jumped in and joined Rad here. Nice to meet y'all. Nice to have you meet me. And
Deus streams over on Twitch. If you like Xenogears, go check him out, or other RPGs.
Yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow. I was about to hop in with that.
Nice.
Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern.
Nice. I'll see if I can. I'm going to be out doing things tomorrow, so I'll be streaming earlier than that. But I'll see if I can actually catch you on my phone or not.
I did drop it down to 720p, I think.
Yeah.
So it's not 1080 anymore. So that
Yeah.
should hopefully not murder everything.
So that's a maybe. It's mostly like connectivity while I'm driving around. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Thanks everybody for dropping by. Again, Deus, thanks for hanging out. I'll be back in like an hour or so, somewhere around there, with some Signalis. That game's fucking great. It's super good. But yeah, I'll be back in a bit. Rad Mahou all. See you later.
Bye-bye.